Morning guys! So I'm using my new phone today, which is very fancy and it's very hard to work, but I'm getting there. Anyway, so I need to look at the camera rather than looking at myself because it looks as if I've got a squint when I'm trying to look at the camera. So I had asked on Facebook if you guys wanted to like a beginner's guide to the gym, and a lot of you had some questions about how to get started lifting weights. So I thought I would do a video on it. I've got a couple of questions that I've got written down that you guys asked me, and I've written them all down. I'm going to go through some of them just now, and then I'll do another video for more in-depth questions that you've had that are a bit, not harder to answer, but just more detail goes into them, so I don't want a big massive long video that you're going to get bored watching. So I thought we'd go through the main things for you to first go in the gym and all that kind of thing. So let me just go through them just now, okay? So I've written down all the questions. So I have split it up into, I say so a lot, don't I? I've split it up into questions to answer now and questions to answer later on. So I'll go through them all and I hope that it helps you guys. So if you've got any more questions, let me know, because I might not go through everything. I did look online for different questions as well that people had asked, just so that if there's anything that you maybe didn't think of but that you would be unsure of, that I'm answering it. Right, so one of the main things that I see when going into the gym is someone that's new that is on the treadmill or is on the cross trainer because they're easy enough to work and they just avoid everything else. And if you're watching this and that's you, this is hopefully going to help you, because I would much prefer you tried weights. Don't just pay a gym membership and go on a treadmill, because it's not worth it. You might as well just go out a walk. I know it's disgusting outside in Scotland, but you might as well go out a walk. If cardio's for you, that's fine. If you're wanting to try the weights but you're terrified because you've got no idea what you're doing, then hopefully I can help you with some of this. Right, one of the things was people being unsure of how to use the gym equipment. So what I would say as a beginner is start with the machines. Now, I know that the gym that I go to, the machines don't have a description of how to use them. They don't have a description of what muscles it works or anything like that. So it can be quite intimidating when you go in and you're like, oh my god, I actually have no idea what I'm doing. I don't want to look like an idiot. Gyms like Pure Gym, all that kind of thing. I'm saying all that kind of thing, just Pure Gym. So more commercial gyms will have weights machines that have a description of how to use the machine. They're not great descriptions, but they have a description there. How to use the machine, what the machine's called, what muscles it works, all that kind of thing, how to move the different parts on the machine. So starting with machines might be easier for you, because going straight to the dumbbells and free weights, you're going to be like, oh my god, like, and that's where all the big muscly guys stand, where they're doing their exercises, who, to be honest, don't care what you're doing, which doesn't sound very nice, but they actually don't care. There's probably like 5% of guys, girls that just stare at you. Honestly, just don't pay attention to them. Honestly, just ignore them. So yeah, start with machines. It's a lot easier to sit in a machine and look at the thing first if it's a wee bit quieter, and understand it and try it. If you go for free weights, it is quite daunting. There's a lot you can do, which is really good. Free weights, you could do a full body workout with free weights and dumbbells and kettlebells and stuff like that, but if you're a beginner, start with some of the machines until you're used to it, until you're comfortable being in the gym. The next thing was what weights to lift as a beginner. So it depends what exercise you're doing. If you're working upper body, I would probably go lower weight than you would go lower body, because your legs will be a lot stronger, or they should be a lot stronger than your upper body. You'll also find that I have 90% of my clients and people that come to class have one side that's stronger than the other. So don't worry if your left arm doesn't lift as heavy as your right arm. Still use the same weights, but you might struggle more with one arm, but that's normal. A lot of people have that, so don't worry if you've got that as well. Someone else asked what to wear and what equipment to take with you. This is a question that you maybe would look at it and go, but you're obviously gonna wear gym clothes, yeah, but I would wear leggings that you're comfortable in, trainers, just get a pair of joggers or something like that, pair of shorts, whatever you want to wear, t-shirt, doesn't matter what kind of t-shirt you're wearing. And obviously right now, if you want to bring hand sanitizers, masks, all that kind of thing, obviously the gyms in Scotland aren't open yet, which is very annoying, but when you get back into the gym you might need to think about these kind of things. If it wasn't lockdown, what I would tell you to bring is just yourself a bottle of water. That's about it. There's nothing else really that you need. It's good just to go basic, don't think about it too much, just go yourself with a bottle of water. And that's it. So the next question is really important, and I'm going to do a video based on this because it is really important because you don't want to hurt yourself. So how to do exercises safely and effectively. What I would say, if you can't be bothered watching my video, which is ridiculous, is don't go too heavy to start with. A lot of people, especially men, think, well, he's lifting that, so that means I can. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you're lifting. If someone does care what you're lifting, they're an idiot. Just you concentrate on you. Lift what you can. Go as heavy or as light as you want. Don't go too heavy because you'll end up hurting yourself. So start lighter, and if you feel like you can go heavier, go a wee bit heavier, but don't just start heavy because it's a terrible idea. Don't look at someone else and think you can lift the same as them. Also, don't go too quickly. That's another thing people do. They think, oh well, if I can do bicep curls really fast, I'll look really good and that's really cool, and it's not. You need to take your time, make sure you're really working the muscle, you can really feel it. Otherwise, again, you could hurt yourself and you'd look more silly than actually looking like you know what you're doing. So take your time with exercises. If you're on a chest press machine, take your time. Don't chuck it about because it's just... people are more likely to look at you because you're doing that than looking at you for doing something wrong. So just take your time with all exercises. So that's another point. Okay, next point. I didn't realise that this was a thing until I was doing inductions and stuff in my work and taking people through things. I had a few people saying, I would ask, right, so you've tried this machine before, that's fine. How many reps would you do? How many sets would you do? Just so that I can work out what weight to put the machine at. And they would go, oh, I managed to do 50 reps. Now, that's like in one set. So I didn't think that people didn't know, because this is a thing that's just second nature to people who go to the gym. So what I would say, I'll do another video more specific on this, but you want to do like 3 sets. So you've got sets and reps. Sets are how many sets of an exercise you're going to do. Reps are, say, 10 reps per set. So you maybe do 3 sets of 10 of whatever exercise. Don't go in and do one set of 50 reps because it's not going to do anything. Plus, you need to know what weight you're going to be at, what weight you're using, when to increase it, when the reps are too easy. If you just don't do 50 reps. Stick to sets and reps. So do, for example, 3 sets of 10. Again, specifically for different goals, you might do different things, but you're never going to do 50 reps of an exercise. So just 3 sets of 10, start at that, and then when I talk about the next video, you watch and you'll understand it more, okay? Also, another thing is time between sets. So, like I say, don't do, well, if you're doing 3 sets of 10, say, do your set of 10, have a minute off, do your next set of 10, have another minute off, do your next set of 10, then go on your next exercise. Don't do 10, stop for like 10 seconds, go again, stop for like 10 seconds, go again. You need to let your muscles rest for a wee minute before you go back into the exercise again. So don't rush through your sets. Alright, listen to Steph. Okay, another thing to do is, if you're really panicky about what exercises to do and what the machines do, if your gym's like mine and it doesn't have this is how you do the workout, or this is how you do the workout, this is how you work the machine kind of thing, then watch some YouTube videos. Obviously, like even if you've been in the gym before, it's easier because if you've been on the cardio machines and you've just avoided the weights, you can look and see, right, this is a couple of exercises this is a couple of machines that I can see are in here, because not all gyms have the same machines. And look online, watch some videos on those machines and see how to work it. Go in with a plan. Don't just go in and be like, oh, I'll just try some things today. Go in with, I want to try a couple of different machines. Then at least you know how to work them. There should be someone, there will be, unless it's pure gym, you will have someone in the gym that you can speak to. People that work in gyms want to help you. 90% of them are happy to help, happy to show you, because they don't want you hurting yourself. I would much prefer someone ask me a question they thought was stupid so that they didn't hurt themselves, because it's not worth it. Just ask if you're really stuck with anything, but looking at some YouTube videos, getting some ideas from other people will help you, and it means you've got more of an idea and a rough idea of how to work a machine before you go on it, if it's a big panic for you, okay? Another question is, how long should my session be? This just depends. It depends how much time you've got. If you've got all day to do it, then I would say like 45 minutes to an hour. If you go in, like I said before, if you go in and you're only trying a few machines, it might only take you half an hour, but at least you're trying. Don't go in for like 2 hours unless you're really wanting to build a lot of muscle and you really know what you're doing. Only people that have been doing it for years and really have a goal in mind will go in for like 2 hours. So I would say 45 minutes to an hour is normal for people. Tip for you, don't train too hard on your first session. So a lot of people, again, will go beast the session for the machines that they've learned online. They'll beast it, they'll go really heavy, they'll do as much as they can, and then they cannot move the next day, and that can put a lot of people off. I like being in pain personally. I know that's weird. I like feeling that I've done something. You just don't want to be so sore that you cannot move, because there is times where you've worked legs and you cannot sit in the toilet, things like that. It's really hard to do certain things the next day, and you don't want that putting you off, because a lot of people don't like that pain. So don't train too hard. I know you're going to be like, well, how hard is too hard? Just don't go to a point where you can hardly move and your like muscles are shaking and your arms are shaking and things like that. Just take your time, okay? Okay, how many days a week should you train? Again, this is specific. This can be whatever, depending on your goals. So I'm just going to say generally, I would say 3 or 4 times a week. If you're not comfortable with that, start with 1 or 2, just so that you can build up your confidence a bit, because it can be quite intimidating going into a gym and not really knowing what you're doing. And if you're planning it, you might not have time to plan 4 sessions a week. So I would say when you're comfortable, 3 or 4 sessions. When you're not comfortable, 1 or 2, just to build your confidence up a bit. Last question. When are the quietest and busy times in the gym? This depends on your gym. Most gyms, I would say, that I've been in, busiest times are early morning, like before 9 o'clock, so before people would go to work, and night time, so 5 o'clock onwards. My gym usually quietens down at like 8, I would say, but yeah, before work and after work, during the day is usually the quietest. So if you're off and you'd feel more comfortable when it's quieter, then go then. Jam it down the stairs to check some. I just get mail through and I come back upstairs and I'm exhausted. And I do gym stuff. So see if you're unfit going upstairs. Everybody's unfit going upstairs. Doesn't matter how much you train. So yeah, so that was like 12 questions that I answered. I have got like another 12 to do that are more in depth, so I can definitely do another video on this. I hope some of that helped. There are questions in there that people might be like, why would you even ask that? But that people need to know. People do ask these things, which it's not common sense. It's something that you would never think about, but actually people have no idea. So I hope this helped. If you've got any more questions, let me know. I've got, like I say, I've got loads of questions that I can add in because I've got more in-depth ones. And let me know if this quality is better, because this is my new phone and actually I quite like it. And I like that I can see myself, because I actually know that I'd look like an idiot rather than just thinking, what do I look like, because I can't see. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so if you want to see this kind of thing, let me know. I am going to do a video on form for different exercises, so how you're standing, making sure you're not going to hurt yourself. I'm also going to do another video on this, and I'm thinking of doing a video on specific body parts, so having a like push day, which would be chest, shoulders and triceps, showing you exercises for each body part so that you actually know what the muscles you're working, rather than just going in and doing random stuff. So that's me done. I hope that helps you. Again, let me know if you want to see this kind of thing and what other questions that you might have that I can answer. Like and subscribe, please. It would really help and I would really appreciate it. And thank you so much. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye. Where do I do this now? Cha-cha. Pa, 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 pa. Woo. Hey, hey, What am I on about? Hey.